Hello, and welcome to the QMS certification channel. Today, we're going to discuss an important development in the international accreditation landscape, the transition from IAF and ILAC to Global ASI. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to stay informed about developments in auditing, certification, accreditation, and ISO management systems. Now, let's start with the basics. What changed? For many years, two major international organizations played central roles in the global accreditation infrastructure. The first was the International Accreditation Forum, known as IAF. IAF focused primarily on accreditation activities related to management system certification, product certification, personnel certification, validation and verification, and other conformity assessment activities. The second was the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation, known as ILAC. ILAC focused primarily on accreditation related to laboratories, inspection bodies, proficiency testing providers, and other conformity assessment activities. These two international organizations have now come together under a unified organization known as Global ASI, Global Accreditation Cooperation Incorporated. The objective is to bring these international accreditation activities together within a more unified global framework. This creates an opportunity for greater consistency, transparency, efficiency, and international recognition across the conformity assessment infrastructure. And to understand why this matters, we first need to understand how the accreditation system actually works. ISO and Global ASI are not the same thing. This is an important distinction. ISO develops international standards. For example, ISO 9001 establishes requirements for quality management systems. ISO 14001 establishes requirements for environmental management systems. ISO IEC 27001 establishes requirements for information security management systems. ISO develops the standards, terminology, principles, and technical frameworks organizations use around the world. Global ASI has a different role. Its role is connected to the international accreditation infrastructure and the recognition arrangements that support confidence in conformity assessment results. So ISO develops the standards. The accreditation infrastructure provides the framework that supports confidence in organizations performing conformity assessment activities against those standards. These functions are different, but they are interconnected. Understanding the accreditation chain. To understand why accreditation matters, imagine the system as a chain of confidence. At the international level, Global ASI provides the overarching framework for international accreditation, cooperation, and recognition. Regional accreditation cooperation bodies also participate in this infrastructure, supporting recognition across different regions of the world. Then we have accreditation bodies. These organizations assess the competence and conformity of certification bodies and other conformity assessment bodies against applicable international requirements. Below accreditation bodies are certification bodies, such as QMS certification. Certification bodies conduct audits and certification activities against standards such as ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO IEC 27001, and many others. And finally, we have the certified organization. So when an organization receives an accredited ISO management system certificate, there is an entire infrastructure behind that certificate. The organization was audited by a certification body. The certification body itself was assessed by an accreditation body. And that accreditation body participates within a broader international recognition infrastructure. This is what creates confidence in accredited certification. Why do the accreditation marks on your certificate matter? If your organization already holds an accredited ISO certificate, take a look at the accreditation marks displayed on it. Those marks are not simply graphic elements. They indicate the accreditation framework supporting that certification. They help demonstrate that the certification process was conducted within a recognized conformity assessment infrastructure. This is particularly important when certificates are presented to customers, international partners, supply chain organizations, government entities, procurement departments, or other interested parties. Accreditation provides an additional layer of confidence that certification activities were conducted according to recognized requirements. Does your organization need to do anything. For organizations that already hold accredited certification, the key message is simple. There is no transition audit that the certified organization needs to perform simply because of the transition from IAF and ILAC to Global ASI. Your organization does not need to redesign its management system because of this change. And this transition does not create a new ISO management system requirement for your organization. The changes primarily affect the international accreditation infrastructure itself. For certified organizations, the broader impact is related to the continued evolution of international recognition, transparency, and confidence in accredited conformity assessment. Why could this matter to your customers? One area where organizations may notice an impact is within contractual and supply chain requirements. Customers, procurement processes, government entities, or specific industries may require certification issued under a recognized accreditation framework. This means organizations should understand not only whether a supplier has an ISO certificate, but also whether that certificate is accredited and supported by the appropriate recognition infrastructure. For international supply chains, this can become especially important. An accredited certificate can help organizations demonstrate that their certification is supported by a recognized system of competence assessment and international recognition. How can you verify an accredited certification? Another important element of this global infrastructure is certificate verification. Management system certifications can be verified through IAF CertSearch, a global database designed to support the verification of accredited management system certifications. Users can search for organizations and certification information to confirm whether a management system certificate is represented within the accredited certification ecosystem. This creates another layer of transparency. Instead of relying only on a PDF certificate provided by a supplier or business partner, organizations can use recognized verification mechanisms to support due diligence. This can be particularly useful in supplier qualification, procurement, contract reviews, international business relationships, and supply chain risk management. What does this transition mean overall? The transition from IAF and ILAC to Global ASI represents an important evolution in the international accreditation infrastructure. For certified organizations, it does not mean starting over. It does not mean implementing a new management system. And it does not mean undergoing a special ISO transition audit simply because the international accreditation structure has changed. Instead, the broader objective is to strengthen coordination, transparency, international recognition, and confidence across the global conformity assessment system. And that ultimately reinforces something extremely important: trust. Trust in audits, trust in accredited certification, trust in conformity assessment, and trust in certificates used across global markets and supply chains. So the next time you look at the accreditation marks on an ISO certificate, remember, there is an entire international infrastructure behind those marks, designed to support competence, consistency, and confidence in accredited certification. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.